have him healthy and back out on the floor, DA. Thank you. And the Warriors last season leading the league in points, field goal percentage, assists, three-pointers made. Steve, and three-point percentage, you name it, they led it.
Yes, the three-point shooting in particular, they lapped the competition. Far and away the best offensive team in the league, and they were no slouches defensively.
And it's going to be the Jazz off the tip. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Boris Diaw is out there with Hayward. And it's Rudy Gobert. Then there's Hill. And it's Ingles in at the 2 spot. Cans it from downtown.
When Hill comes off that screen with the ball in his hands, you better watch out.
Curry kicks to Green. Green with a screen for Thompson. With the teardrop. And the layup is good.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Golden State on D. Gobert the screen. Now here's Hayward. Releases from 15. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Diaw can't hit. Curry against Hill. Curry kicks to Green. Pachulia dishes to Thompson. It's hauled in by Diaw.
And see, he had his momentum going forward, but really didn't need to lean in there. He was wide open.
Nice ball movement by Utah. It's stolen by Green. 14 feet away, and Durant gets it to go. The assist from Green. Durant's got his first basket of the night.
And that's where KD just feasts with this team. When it comes to those spot-ups, he's as good as anyone in the league.
Diaw, the screen. Hill kicks to Hayward. Another miss by Utah. The Warriors have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. It's been an ascension to stardom for Draymond Green the last few seasons. Gone from role player to starter to superstar, all-star in a very short time span.
You just scratch your head how Green was taken in the second round of the draft. So many different teams passed up on a guy who played extremely well at the college level. He has the skills and mentality to be a force in this league for a long time. Many argue he's already a top 10 player in the game. And his defense, that might be the #1 thing he does that separates him.
Curry passes to Durant. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And KD at times in his career shooting over 10 free throws a game. One of the best in the league at working himself to the line.
And one thing I don't think Kevin Durant gets enough credit for is his mental toughness.
Good point.
He is rarely shaken or thrown off his game if things aren't going his way, and always remains focused on winning and doesn't let too much throw him off court.
First one falls for him. And with Durant and his ability to stay focused on the court, Greg, you were just talking about this. A big example of that was last year when all the free agency speculation was floating around.
Yeah, and that can wear on a player when all the media is talking about your future. Durant has done a great job of blocking out the media the last few seasons and just focusing on winning. I mean, his focus on the court is a big part of why he is so consistent game to game.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
That's why Hayward is a franchise-level player, a guy who can get shots to go despite getting whacked.
The Jazz shooting their first free throw of the game here.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
McGee a screen on its way from Curry for 2. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a Draymond Green has the kind of spirit, guys, that everyone else can just kind of feed off of.
Yeah, his talents and contributions now being appreciated. He's forced his way into the discussion of top 10 players in our league.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. What do you guys think about the Warriors here so far?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
And that's exactly how you want to start this one off. They open this one up with a real bang.
Curry is out there with Livingston, and it's West, and there's Iguodala, and it's McGee in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the group out there for Golden State. That shot wide open. Iguodala's got the lead up to 6 now for the Warriors. We've seen so many former players who are now coaches in the NBA and players that, Steve, you played against. Do you ever think that they'd be coaches when you faced off against them as you were playing them?
Yeah, some of those guys, for sure, like a Jason Kidd, I say he's going to make a great coach one day. You just knew it was in his blood. Now you get a chance to see Steve Kerr, T. Lue, Tyronn Lue's one of those guys. He's going to make a good coach, and they're doing it right now and having a lot of success.
Kevin McHale, to me, was the thinking man's player, was a terrific coach. He did both, but he lost the job at Houston, which shocked so many people.
I thought he did a fantastic job. And one thing you love about Kevin McHale, he also was a general manager, then got a chance to come to the coaching role. He just has a basketball mind. He loves the game.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Andre Iguodala has continued to display his versatility throughout his career. He was a former All-Star and, of course, the Finals MVP in 2015 and the leader of the Warriors' elite bench unit. He said, "I really try to lead by example. When the first unit's playing well, we try to maintain. But when they aren't connecting quite like they should be, it's our job to come in and fix that." Kevin, he's always been one of the team leaders in plus-minus.
A coach on the floor, D.A. Thanks. West against Favors. West kicks to Barnes. Thompson for 3. No good on the shot. And Utah the other way now. Inside and stolen by Barnes. Here's Livingston. The shot by Thompson and no one's around. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
Sean Livingston's court vision is amazing. Being able to hit the open guy right on stride. Well, Derek Favors entered this league as a one-and-done out of Georgia Tech. Still pretty raw, but the growth offensively has been impressive. He's added some post moves and a nice mid-range jumper.
Green, he's checked in for the Warriors. Kevin Durant comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Utah also making a switch. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Derek Favors. 26 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Green, the screen. They set the pick. And that one goes long.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that move the basketball.
And those types of shots are low quality. You're not going to win too many friends on that one.
And so we wrap up the first half. Warriors lead by 8. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David. Warriors leading by 8. Checking out the group for Quinn Snyder to start the second half. We've got Boris Diaw, also Rudy Gobert out there, George Hill out there with Hayward, and it's Ingles in at the 2.
Steve Kerr, Coach of the Year. Not a bad way to start off your coaching career. Averaged 70 wins through his first 2 years. That is unreal.
Hill, no good.
A three-point marksman. He couldn't have asked for a better look. Sometimes it just doesn't go down.
Down low, Green. Rebounded by the Jazz. And with Kerr, there were a lot of other coaches that had great seasons, but how can you not, Steve, give the award to someone who won 73 games?
I totally agree. There were some coaches that did a fantastic job, but it came down to either Luke Walton or Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr obviously won it, and I'm happy for him.
Here's Hill. Again, missing Hill. Golden State's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Curry dishes to Durant. Picked by Pachulia. Over in the corner, Green. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Green's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And here is Hill. Gobert, the screen. Hayward can't hit.
That was a half-hearted pick. And he was just going through the motions on that possession, and now it ends up costing him.
Here's Curry. No good off the back of the rim. Jazz trail by 14. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Utah has turned a corner, establishing its identity under Quinn Snyder as a youthful, defensive-minded team. Coach Snyder said, "Our players have gotten better. Our team has gotten better. There was a connectivity and a defensive mindset that was bubbling beneath the surface. The habits were there. The intensity was there. Things have just clicked. Kevin?
All right, D.A., they're on the rise.
It is not fair. He can knock down the three-point shot, and he's comfortable shooting the mid-range jumpers.
Utah calls timeout.
Start it.
Some changes for Golden State. JaVale McGee's checked in for Pachulia. Iguodala comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Livingston in for Thompson. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Derek Favors checked in for Gobert. Johnson comes in for Boris Diaw. Rodney Hood's checked in for Joe Ingles. And it's Exum in for Hill.
Gordon Hayward's vision is really impressive. He sees the court extremely well for a forward.
The Jazz have shot just one free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game.
The Jazz at the point guard position over the last 3 seasons have really struggled with their playmaking. A low rate of assists and high turnovers.
Green passes to Curry. There's the three. Another three for Golden State.
And this team is ahead largely because of his accuracy from the floor tonight.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Johnson kicks to Favors. Back to Exum. Just 5 to shoot. Sinks the three-pointer. Exum's got his first 3 points of the game.
Gotta D up Exum after the screen. He is very smart at picking apart a defense with his shooting as well as his passing.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come. Now let's listen in to head coach Steve Kerr.
Get a couple stops, we get a couple runouts.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Jazz trail by 11. And Smitty, great to have you in the booth here, a former NBA All-Star, NBA champion. Dreams certainly do come true. Was working in the announcing booth one of your dreams, you think, growing up? Did that ever enter your mind?
You know what,
Just
Kevin?
be honest about this now.
I'm going to be very honest.
All right.
Not at all. Obviously, to be an NBA basketball player. Then after that, I thought maybe a GM role, coaching. But I'm loving this right now, being right here with you, my friend.
We love to have you as well. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. And Golden State looking at who they've got. The incredible shooting pair of Curry and Thompson in the backcourt. Durant is out there with West, and it's Iguodala in at the 3, the small forward. The lead now in single digits. 6 points for Hill.
Long-range shooting, a big part of Hill's offensive game.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
Favors with the screen. Hood kicks to Hill. Lets it go from deep. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
You know, that job of getting through screen is not pretty, but somebody has to do it.
And the slam dunk by Iguodala.
And this is the kind of basketball that Durant wants to play. Ball movement, hit the open man.
Inside, Curry with the steal. Now the Warriors moving it up. Gets the first. That stretches their lead to 8.
Kevin Durant, a 4-time scoring champ. That award based on points per game average. If you go by total points in a season, he's led the league on 5 separate occasions.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Pachulia comes in for David West. And it's Draymond Green in for Andre Iguodala. Warriors leading by 9. Curry dishes to Green. Durant against Hayward. It's Curry outside. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Warriors.
And one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
I think it sparked their offense. It deflates the opposition, and when you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's pretty hard to overcome that defensive pressure down the stretch. And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Stephen Curry. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in, and if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
And some changes here for the Warriors. JaVale McGee's checked in for Draymond Green. Barnes comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Livingston in for Thompson. Utah also making some changes. Derek Favors checked in for Rudy Gobert. Rodney Hood comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Exum in for George Hill.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And Diaw kicks to Ingles. The Jazz working the ball around now. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Diaw. Livingston with it. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Kevin, how did you guys get this win tonight?
Well, we had to get stops. You know, those guys, they got so many options, so many good players, man. We just had to rally around each other and get stops.
Yeah, you guys played your...
The 2K Sport.
And the Jazz start out with the ball. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Utah, we've got Hayward. Boris Diaw is out there with Rudy Gobert. Then it's George Hill, and it's Ingles in at the 2. Hill, 5 to shoot, and Pachulia pulls it down. Curry against Hill. Durant in the corner. Back to Curry. Some nice passing by Golden State here. And Thompson kicks to Pachulia. Back to Thompson. Leans from outside. That shot, no good. The Jazz go the other way with it.
Now, there was a time early in his career where Klay Thompson had to live outside the arc to get his points. He would float to space in the mid-range, pull up off of a drive, or stay behind the arc. He has expanded his game immensely in the last few seasons and is a dynamic scorer now.
Durant just inside the line. Pachulia the pass to Curry. Durant just inside the line. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
Recognizing the defensive imbalance, Curry quickly locates the open man.
Diaw dishes to Hayward. Here's the 3. Utah the rebound. Hill kicks to Diaw. Pick up by Hill. Dishes to Gobert. Takes the 3. The Jazz with another miss. And with Klay, the number one way that he's diversified his offense, Chris, is that he does a better job of getting to the rim and attacking defenders off the bounce.
Well, yeah, as a younger player, he had the quickness to beat the defender, but he had trouble finishing. Now, something clicked for him during that time, and now he welcomes the contact, getting that easy bucket at the free throw line, knowing when he finishes, he converts contested layups as well as anyone. He identified a weakness in his game and rectified it.
Hill kicks to Hayward. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Some changes for Golden State. JaVale McGee's checked in for Pachulia. Iguodala comes in for Green, and it's Livingston in for Thompson. The Jazz also changing it up. Derek Favors checked in for Rudy Gobert. Johnson comes in for Boris Diaw. Rodney Hood subbed in for Joe Ingles.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
Iguodala setting the pick for Durant. Pass to Iguodala. No good with the triple. Utah leading. Johnson kicks to Hayward. Favors with the screen. Hayward passes to Hill. And it's off from three-point range. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's the Jazz up one. And work ethic, a big part of Steph Curry's success.
There's obviously ways that you can get better as a player.
And he's certainly become not only a complete player, but the kind of true star guys that every team is looking to build around.
You know, when he was drafted, Steph was viewed by most scouts as a great shooter. Not a centerpiece, but boy, were they wrong.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And the guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, working hard, really masking some of their weaknesses by piling up second chance points.
On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. A tall wing pair with Hood at the 2 and Hayward at the small forward. Favors is out there with Johnson, and it's Exum in at point. And he makes the first.
And as easy as things were for the Warriors during the regular season as far as injuries go, that wasn't the case in the playoffs. Steph Curry would deal with ankle problems early against the Rockets in their series and sprain his MCL in Game 4. The Warriors would rally, but what a huge blow it is to be without the reigning two-time MVP for a large chunk.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Favors with a screen on West. Johnson dishes to Hayward. No good off the front iron.
You were shocked when he misses open shots like that. The D should be thanking their lucky stars right now.
Livingston kicks to Thompson. West setting the pick for Thompson. Johnson with the block. Hayward with the ball. And it's Iguodala picking him up. Kicks it to Hood. Here's Favors. Great D that time from Green.
They look to him to bury those kinds of shots, even with the D all over him.
1:25 left in the first half. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. Barnes, he's checked in for David West. Then for the Jazz, Gobert comes in for Derek Favors. And it's Joe Ingles in for Gordon Hayward. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Guys, we know Stephen Curry is beloved by his teammates. One of his teammates, Sean Livingston, once said of him, he's one of the most humble superstars by far. It resonates throughout the locker room. But on the court, he has some swagger, some edge. Curry says, I'm still the same person. Still do the same stuff in my spare time. That keeps me grounded, keeps me normal. Guys?
And his character, just one more thing people appreciate. Thank you, David. And there's the call on Matt Barnes. That's his first foul. Some changes for Golden State. JaVale McGee's checked in for Draymond Green. Durant comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. And a switcher also for Utah. Hill's checked in. McGee a screen. Curry kicks to McGee. Outside Durant. McGee a screen on Johnson. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot.
Good.
The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Good. Hit.
The Warriors shooting their first foul shot of the game.
Oh, man, and the little shoulder shrug at the line, keeping that shooting arm loose. Durant's game is so fluid, so fluid. You see why he's been compared to the Iceman, George Gervin.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Gobert the screen. And a wide open look for Hood. Offensive rebound. There's the dish to Ingles. Johnson the screen. Hill has the open look. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Horrendous defense right there. Does the defense know who they're leaving wide open? You can't do that with him.
And we're through the first half of basketball here. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
Just a quality performance, and we do expect to see that from him, and he's always setting the bar high for himself. And sometimes I think we just kind of get numb to how good this guy really is.
Success breeds confidence. You can see it in his body language. He believes in everything he's doing right now.
It's the Splash Brothers in the backcourt. Durant is out there with Draymond Green, and it's Pachulia in at the center position. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Diaw, the screen. Hill passes to Gobert. Just during your playing days, you were named to the All-NBA team in 2001. Several All-NBA second teams. How much does it really mean to a player? How much did it mean to you to make those lists?
It meant a lot, especially when your career is over, to know that, you were one of the best, especially with the competition that was at the power forward position those years. I mean, could have given it to anyone with Tim Duncan and Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Garnett. Rasheed Wallace, you look at those names of power forward just in that conference those years. So, I'm just proud that I, was one of the best at my position and had fun doing it. The biggest thing was something that I've always worked hard for. It was a dream just to make it to the NBA. So anything else is gravy. But I'm definitely proud of those years in the league. You do it all in the name of wanting to win the championship, and, I trade all those in for a ring.
Great perspective. And the basket by Hill.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Curry kicks to Pachulia. Pachulia sets a screen for Thompson. Back to Pachulia. From deep, Green. Rebound, Utah. Gobert's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Ingles dishes to Hill. Diaw with the screen on Green. Hill passes to Diaw. That puts them in the lead.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Different look here for the Warriors. West is checked in for Pachulia. Barnes comes in for Green. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Kevin Durant. And it's Livingston in for Klay Thompson. Utah also making some changes. Derek Favors checked in for Gobert. Johnson comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Hood subbed in for Joe Ingles. Hill kicks to Favors. Pick up by Hill. Favors dishes to Hood. It's rebounded by West.
The defense got super lucky there because he does not miss many of those.
Barnes passes to Curry. With 1 on the clock, off the left rim and out. Third quarter comes to a close, and a battle brings it to a tie. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And a moment ago inside the huddle with head coach Steve Kerr. What his teams do, they take away a lot of easy shots, easy baskets.
Yeah, you heard him. Ice the screens. Communicate. Give me everything you've got defensively.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. So on the floor for Utah. Hill pairs up with Hood in the backcourt. Johnson is out there with Hayward. And it's Favors in at the 5. Outside Hill. Favors with the screen. Hill kicks to Hayward. Favors sets the pick for Hayward. It's back to Hill. Offline with his 3. The Warriors shooting just 31% in the game. McGee is screen on Hill. Curry dishes to McGee. It's stolen by Hill. To the inside. Here's Johnson. That shot off. Good D by Barnes. Now the feed to Livingston. Curry against Hill. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
And you can see why he might be off on some of his attempts, getting far fewer shots today than he's accustomed to.
Hayward, good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hayward's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Utah. Timeout called the Warriors. They're behind by 2. 1:33 left in the fourth quarter. Different look here for the Warriors. Pachulia, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Green comes in for Barnes. Kevin Durant's checked in for Andre Iguodala. It's Thompson in for Sean Livingston. The Jazz also changing it up. Gobert, he's checked in for Johnson. And it's Joe Ingles in for Rodney Hood. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Steve Kerr talked to his team during the break. He said, this is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it. He really is fired up about this game.
Thank you, David. Hill against Kerr. Good.
They don't get any bigger than that basket.
And that's what the fans came to see, baby. Tremendous shot in the clutch.
And the Jazz call time here. They're down by 2. 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Boris Diaz checked in for Derek Favors. Poked loose, stolen by Thompson. The 17-footer. Utah with the rebound.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Oh my gosh, he's really playing poor out there. It might just not be his night.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. There's 37 seconds left in the game. Hill against Curry. Over in the corner, Diaw. Hill passes to Hayward. Count it!
Timeout, timeout. Smart.
.24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Connects from downtown.
Oh, he's been doing this since back in the day, since back in college. Curry's one of the most clutch performers we have, really, in any sport.
Utah calls timeout. They trail by 1. 20 seconds left to play here in the fourth. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Gobert the screen. Hayward kicks to Hill. Diaw for 3. No good from three-point territory. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
And that's an intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2.
Well, you know what? It's so funny. It's a lot of discussion as to whether Steph is now the face of the league. You know, something Steph himself says he gets a little annoyed with the time.
Six seconds left to play in the final quarter. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And he does get the second one. And that gives them a 4-point cushion.
I mean, just the ultimate glue guy. Green's strongest asset may be his ability to contribute across the board.
So it's a narrow victory for the Warriors, pulling out the W. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early.